The Kerr County Sheriff's Office is reporting at least 13 people are dead. State officials say at least 20 are missing after the floods destroyed homes, RV parks, summer camps, and more. We have live team coverage tonight. CBS Austin's Jamal Kennedy has more on how local and state officials are responding and helping with search and recovery efforts. CBS Austin photojournalist Dylan Moen is live at one of those RV parks that was swept away. But first, we'll turn to CBS Austin's Adela Uchida, who is live in Kerrville tonight at the command center. Adela, what can you tell us about what you're seeing and how Kerr County officials are responding tonight? Local campsites and summer camps have been severely impacted, with state officials saying at least 23 girls from Camp Mystic remain unaccounted for after floodwater swept through the camp. The ages and identities of all the victims are unknown at this time, but Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says state, local, and federal officials will work to find and identify all victims and missing people. And we're taking a live look at an RV park in Kerrville where everything was swept away by floodwaters. You can see that devastation right now. It's hard to make out exactly what that was because those floodwaters really came in rushing overnight. CBS Austin meteorologist Michael Crowley joins me. Michael, we talked a little bit about this at the 5 o'clock hour. Can we expect more rain in this area where they've already seen, again, catastrophic flooding? Just heartbreaking news tonight. That's Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick as acting governor in place of Greg Abbott, saying search and rescue efforts are underway tonight following devastating flooding that swept through Kerr County. The Kerr County Sheriff's Office is reporting at least 13 people are dead. State officials say at least 20 are missing after the floods destroyed major infrastructure like homes, RV parks, summer camps, and more. Andrew, we heard from officials that unfortunately that death toll could rise as search and rescue efforts continue underway. And it wasn't just the water which tragically took lives this morning. Andrew, you spoke with the fiance and a sister of a man who died from an injury while trying to get his trapped family to safety. Tell us about that heartbreaking interview that you got earlier today. Take a look at your screen. This is a heartbreaking sight. This is a water rescue from earlier today over those floodwaters. You can see the destruction nearby as emergency officials rescue a person from the flooded area. You can see that helicopter up in the air carrying people out of that water to safety, presumably. Really just quite devastating. Crews continue searching for missing campers along the Guadalupe River, which includes teams from Travis County. CBS Austin's Jamal Kennedy is live outside the Texas Capitol tonight. Jamal, which agencies sent in crews and in what capacity have they been assisting? I know you have some new information for us. We're continuing to follow breaking news out of Kerr County along the Guadalupe River tonight. Here's a live look in Kerrville, where the city issued a disaster declaration amid the catastrophic flooding that has resulted in deaths, missing persons, and evacuations. The U.S. National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning for the Llano River in Mason County. CBS Austin meteorologist Michael Crowley joins me now. Michael, the Llano River had risen very quickly, and the Weather Service is warning those living near the river of a life-threatening situation. What can you tell us?
So you think about all that rain that fell in the hill country. We had 18 inches of rain fall in Mason.
This is unpredictable, and these waves are so strong that with one gust like this, it can take you and sweep you down. You can see that there's a lot of debris pouring out of that bridge. You can see that renovations were actually underway and construction was happening on this bridge, and it has since been washed away by the rising floodwater here at the San Gabriel River. If the water consistently stays over and hovering these green handrails, that means that it has the ability for waves to come in and splash over and actually hit the roads and the infrastructure that's across the street of the San Gabriel River. You know, my photographer's zooming into a group of people that are looking at this river level rising. They're here because a lot of people tell me that this is quite historic. They say we can't remember a time where the river got this high. We've never seen anything like this before, and they've been living here for upwards of 30 years. People who are visiting from Austin, Houston, or Dallas say we didn't expect this to happen in Georgetown. It really crept up on them. Well, like Walt said, we know that 5 people are unfortunately dead and 11 are missing, but we heard from Travis County Judge Andy Brown, who says that that number could be fluctuating because some of those missing people, again, might not be identified. And we know that right now there's an active flash flood going on. I want to give you a closer look. Right now we are at Round Mountain Baptist Church in Travis County. We're in the northwest area. That rain is really coming down. Actually, my photographer and I just moments ago were in a scary situation ourselves where we were in the Sandy Creek area, and that rushing flood floodwater was, really taking us. So we decided to seek shelter here. We know that the Sandy Creek area is known for flooding. That's the area where a lot of these mobile homes were swept away yesterday. But I want to give you a look into this shelter. There's a lot of resources here, but we know that the church officials say that not a lot of people know that it's here. There's clothes in this area. We know that there's food and water right behind me. There's more areas for people to sit and relax. We've seen some heartbreaking reunifications happen here with that floodwaters coming in. People have been driving and this has caught them off guard the same way it's caught myself and my photographer off guard. Look, you can see from here a pair of jeans caught in the tree. Look at how high that tree branch is, and there's a pair of jeans caught up there. That can kind of paint a visual for you for how high the floodwaters were when it was at its peak, so much so that we're 50 feet away from where that mobile home was, and we can still see a pair of jeans in the tree branches. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is incredible. I was here on Saturday, and in this spot, the water had reached 36 feet high. And there is major piles of infrastructure right next to me. It's hard to make out exactly what it was. And take a look at this. This is the rim of a car tire that I found right here on this pedestrian walkway path that, again, was completely submerged in water just a few days ago. And looking at this tree uprooted from the earth shows you just how strong and powerful that floodwater was heading downstream. Incredible. Bloom where God plants you, and this little statue of an angel praying. These are two things left behind in Sherry's front garden. And up here are the front steps on Sherry's porch to lead to her home, but unfortunately now they are steps that lead to nowhere. Sherry's home was swept away in raging floodwaters this weekend in Williamson County. Her mobile home toppled into the creek behind her, taking her downstream for yards.